things that are unpopular. I think gold's going back to 2,000 or 2,100. Nobody else is telling you that. I think silver's going to top out around $100. Everybody else thinks it's going much higher than that. And they would be right. If gold continues higher, for the gold to silver ratio to be able to revert to the mean, which is 40 to 1, and really, biblically it's 14 to 1, silver would have to be way, way higher if gold is at $4,600. But if gold retraces to 2,000 or 2,100 and silver continues to expand to around $100, that's 20 to 1. That's actually above the mean on the gold to silver ratio. I think gold is going to collapse hard. I do think it'll be pegged to oil on the other side, and they'll revalue some stuff. And they may reprice gold after the collapse, and they pull all the derivatives and paper out. But again, this is just my thesis, right? There have been things that I've been wrong about. I was obviously wrong about where price was at the end of last year. I thought it would be $100. I was very confident in that all the way up to the hour before. And the reason being is I had some information about Maduro and some of the stuff that I believed was going to happen. And again, President Trump's even come out and said that, they were planning on executing that 2 weeks before the end of the year. And it just happened to be, rain delays and other weather stuff that pushed it. So anyway, all that being said, I have been wrong about a few things on timing for stuff. I did have a complete flub to call for Bitcoin. Bitcoin went way higher than I thought it was going to. I thought, 75,000 was going to be the top for this cycle, and it obviously has, gone on to 124, 125. I do think it's probably peaked at this point for this cycle. I would love to be wrong. I would love for there to be another expansion here in all of crypto. If we saw the Clarity Act passed, I think that you're going to get that. I think you would see, a lot of liquidity move in, because then there's certainty around what these are and how they're used and how they're taxed. If we see Trump say no capital gains tax on crypto, you're going to see huge inflows into crypto. But if we do see, things persist as the status quo, or the reverse carry trade unwind, or some of the other macro events that I think are going to play out, it makes a lot of sense to me that Bitcoin would fall pretty substantially alongside gold. And that would destabilize Tether, which then causes problems for the exchanges and